But I wasn't present for that meeting.
Yes, that's one of my concerns is that I believe that whatever quorum requirements were for that meeting, that you were supposed to be there.
No. I am a representative of the city, but I also had other representatives of the city that can be there at the meeting. Because there was no action being taken at that meeting, all it was to receive the requests from the association themselves. But since there were no actual decisions or actions made at that time, then I didn't have to be present for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all it was. It was just the receiving of the request from them of what they were looking for as far as an association.
Are you aware that 2.5 hours of legal services were charged for that meeting?
Yes. So I don't know if it was 2.5 hours, but all the hours that were associated with the meetings have been approved and are accurate. So and I know you're referring to our legal, to Sylvia Front's hours, correct? But everything has been accurately represented.
But that's not true, sir, because
from everything has been accurately represented for the time that because she not only worked this time, so there were hours put in because there were other issues that were going on in the city.
What do you mean by other issues?
There's other work that she does aside that it's not just this meeting itself.
But I'm only speaking about that one particular day.
Yeah, well, but what I can say is that all the hours were accurately represented.
That's what I'm disputing, sir, is that on February 28th, 2024, I was physically in the room and I recorded the meeting.
Yes, sir.
And there was not 2.5 hours of work done legally for legal services.
Well, that's just for the sitting of the meeting. That's not going over the request itself and reviewing the request. That doesn't have to take part here during the meeting.
You realize that what you just said is a violation of the Open Meetings Act?
Okay. What is an open meeting? An open meeting. An open meeting is a meeting that is open to the public. That's one of the simplest definitions I've ever encountered in Texas law. But what is required to be an open meeting? And this is the 4 requirements that you'll find. It's conducted by a governmental body. It's a quorum of that is present. It's called by the government body, and they deliberate and make decisions about public policy. So, if you are a quorum of a governmental body, and a quorum is different depending on what governmental body you're talking about. Sometimes it's defined in the law as being a majority of the members or a certain number of the members, etc. So, for example, Commissioner's Court, there's 5 commissioners, 3 members are a quorum. So if any of those 3 gather together to discuss public business, they are a quorum of the Commissioner's Court.
Hey, sir, how are you?
Hello.
How's everything?
I have some concerns.
What's up, buddy? You want to talk now, or you want to wait till after?
No, I think you've got probably some things you need to do, so.
Actually, they're going to have to. They had asked if we can kind of postpone the meeting just a couple of minutes.
Oh, okay.
They're waiting on some folks, so I don't know if it's something you want to bring up. You want to talk about now, or you want to set up an appointment, or?
Well, no, it doesn't have to be all formal like that.
Okay.
Just, I feel at the very least I'd like to mention, again, which I don't know if I mentioned it directly to you before, but I've mentioned it to your clerk. And I also put it in writing in more than one email. At least I did one today, but also at least one in the past.
Yes, sir.
And the first issue that I have is that on February 28th, 2024, the notice for that meeting was not done properly.
The notice for the initial
deliberation meeting between
for the negotiation for CBA.
Right, for the police union and the town government.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's one big issue right there. If we don't talk about anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, and I'll talk to legal to make sure that everything was done correctly. From what my understanding, everything was done properly and per the law, per state law. So, so I'll review that with them just to make sure that everything's on the up and up. And I want to make sure that everything here in Horizon is done the way it's supposed to be.
Yes, sir. And going hand in hand with that issue that I just brought up is that a few days later, the city clerk, and she actually personally handed me a copy, and I forget exactly what day it was. The city clerk then created another document because the original notice was posted by Lieutenant Casey Valdez on February 15th.
Okay.
And
Do you mind if I write all this down just that way?
sure.
So initial notice was on February 15th, correct?
Yeah, Lieutenant Casey Valdez did it, and she apparently has always been doing the notices for all the past union meetings. When I say all, I mean the past couple, because I guess the union only was created in like 2017.
Yes, sir.
But, so yeah, it was February 15th, Lieutenant Valdez posted a notice, and, you know, I was no expert then, and I was definitely no expert then, but I've learned a little bit more now. But even as not being an expert in the Texas Open Meetings Act, I could tell that notice was definitely not in compliance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. It was very vague, and it had no agenda. I called Adam Bastillos and Elvia Schuler, the records clerk and the town clerk, and both of them openly admitted they never even created an agenda. She said she took no minutes, and initially she wasn't even aware that the union deliberation meetings between the town government and the police union, that the Texas Open Meetings Act even applied at all. So that later got cleared up on March 18th by the city attorney. But initially, the town clerk, as far as she was concerned, the Texas Open Meetings Act didn't even apply.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go over this and make sure that everything's documented correctly and make sure that everything was done correctly. If there were any issues, we are now at the end of April, going into May, and I'm sure that they would have notified me saying, hey, you know what, there was a mistake, but nobody has notified me yet of that. So, but I'll go ahead and review that with them just to make sure. So,
Yes, sir.
cool.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. So as you can see from the video that I took on April 29th, 2024, very briefly when we spoke in the lobby of the Horizon City government building in front of the police station window there, you claimed that you wanted all government business at the town government of Horizon City to be conducted properly and legally. And so that is the issue that I'm bringing forward to you via this video, and I'll be doing many more. And one of the biggest, most critical questions I have regarding legal expenses is, or just the people's money, but in this particular case, it's a legal expense, is you claimed on August 6th, 2024, that all legal expenses charged to the town government of Horizon City, Texas, for the legal services provided on February 28, 2024 by the city attorney, Sylvia Firth, you claim that those were all accurate and verified. Are you aware that 2.5 hours of legal services were charged for that meeting?
Yes. So that, and well, I don't know if it was 2.5 hours, but all the hours that were associated with the meetings have been approved and are accurate. So and I know you're referring to our legal, to Sylvia Firth's hours, correct? But everything has been accurately represented.
But that's not true, sir, because
From everything has been accurately represented for the time that because she not only worked this time, so there were hours put in because there were other issues that were going on in the city.
what do you mean by other issues?
There's other work that she does aside that it's not just this meeting itself.
But I'm only speaking about that one particular day.
Yeah, well, but what I can say is that all the hours were accurately represented.
That's what I'm disputing, sir, is that on February 28th, 2024, I was physically in the room and I recorded the meeting.
Yes, sir.
And there was not 2.5 hours of work done legally for legal services.
Well, that's just for the sitting of the meeting. That's not going over the request itself and reviewing the request. That doesn't have to take part here during the meeting.
You realize that what you just said is a violation of the Open Meetings Act?
No, because she does work outside of here. Not everything is, her work does not only pertain to city council meetings. She does work and review as well.
Okay, but the legal services were for February 28th, 2024.
And so I'll review it again for you, and I'll get you that information so that way you have it. And I'll have my legal team and our city clerk get you the information that you need.
You claim that you wanted all government business at the town government of Horizon City to be conducted properly and legally. And so that is the issue that I'm bringing forward to you via this video. And I'll be doing many more. And one of the biggest, most critical questions I have regarding legal expenses is, or just the people's money, but in this case, in this particular case, it's a legal expense, is you claimed on August 6th, 2024, that all charges, all legal expenses charged to the town government of Horizon City, Texas for the legal services provided on February 28th, 2024 by the city attorney, Sylvia Firth, you claim that those were all accurate and verified. But beyond just the words you used, accurate and verified, I need proof of that. I need some documentation or further explanation. And that explanation would need to be done on camera. It would need to be video recorded. And it would have to be either by you or somebody else at the town government that could either verbally verify it, verbally on a video recording, or hopefully if they could also provide some additional written documents that verify the accuracy, verify that these legal expenses charged for February 28th, 2024 are accurate like you claim, because I'm just not seeing it. The numbers aren't adding up to me. Your own town clerk has released a document to me via a recent open records request, which shows, and this is one of your own government employees who created this document. She created a document, documenting the meeting that happened on February 28th, 2024. And on that document, it shows that the meeting was only approximately 15 minutes long. So that's the government's own records from your own people documenting in writing that this meeting only took 15 minutes long. In addition, I have my own video recording, which also proves that, so that anyone with their own ears and eyes can see that on the video that I have created, that the meeting was only approximately 15 minutes long. So I still need, after all these months, I need an explanation from either you and or somebody else in the government of the town government of Horizon City, Texas, that can try to explain this. How could 2.5 hours of legal services be charged for a meeting that only lasted approximately 15 minutes? It just doesn't make sense. And I need a straight answer.
Down, like in the mission valley area, or does it even reach all the way up here? Yeah, it does reach. So I know he sends people when we're like in the cities and stuff, or somebody comes from his office. There he is. Did you have a bumpy ride?
That's putting it mild.
Yeah, when I dust yourself.
So you were on a roller coaster ride.
I sat on a runway for 2 hours,
Really?
going from Corpus to Houston, and then missed my flight from Houston to El Paso.
Oh, no.
So I got to go to Dallas.
Oh, nice. Did you fly over the fire zone too? Did you get to see the fire?
I flew over everything, it seems like. And then to get to El Paso, they don't have a car.